We have 7b97z44 line 22. Electrically charged atom particles, Higgs argon gas laser beam formula, 5G Wow Seti. There's the alien radio signal. Today is September 24th, 2013, and this was done August 21st, okay? So symmetric, antisymmetric atoms, particles, Higgs boson signal, liquid argon gas, cooled plasma formulas to use for a UFO core engine, spaceship, and communications device found in the WOW data line 22. The previous video was 43F. 7b97z43F. Photons, atomic dance, swap, spin, entangle, Fibonacci formula, 5G Wow Seti. There was at least 5 or 6 videos with that. Subwavelength-diameter optical fiber plus atom trapping and guiding. The keyword is rubidium atoms from www.mpq.mpg.de. We did cover rubidium atoms earlier, and somehow they got split up, and we're starting on them again. Thousands of atoms swap and spin. Neutral atoms made to act like electrically charged particles, March 2011. So it's got E, B, O, Y, X, and B, E, C. The researchers created a synthetic electric field, E, in an so E is a synthetic electric field, in an ultra-cold gas of several 100,000 rubidium atoms, BEC, emerged in a constant magnetic field of BO. Okay? Using lasers, the red arrows, the team alters the atom's energy-momentum relationship, which causes the atoms to move in a way that is physically identical and mathematically equivalent to how a charged particle would move in an electric field. Credit is NIST and TechBeat. It's from their TechBeat blog. So this is a quote. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put that. Quote from blog. I knew there was something I forgot. Okay, so completing the story, they started by creating synthetic magnetic fields. Scientists from the Joint Quantum Institute, or JQI, a collaboration of the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is NIST, and the University of Maryland, have now made atoms act as if they were charged particles accelerated by electric fields. Reported in the journal Nature Physics, these synthetic electric fields make each atom in a gas act individually as if they were a charged particle, but collectively they remain neutral, uncharged particles. This dual personality will help researchers simulate and study fundamental electrical phenomena that may lead to a deeper understanding of exotic phenomena involving charged particles such as superconductivity, the flow of electricity without resistance, or the quantum Hall effect used by NIST to create a standard of electrical resistance. Some aspects of electricity are difficult to study because although oppositely charged particles are attracted to one another, similarly charged particles are repelled by one another. To get around this, NIST physicist Ian Spielman and his colleagues realized that they could make atoms, which are typically electrically neutral, act as if they are charged particles in an electric field, extending their earlier method for making neutral atom act like a charged particle in a magnetic field. The researchers create the synthetic electric field in an ultra-cold gas of several 100,000 rubidium atoms. Using lasers, the team alters the atom's energy-momentum relationship. This had the effect of transferring a bit of the laser's momentum to the atoms, causing them to move. The force on each atom is physically identical and mathematically equivalent to what a charged particle would feel in an electric field. So while the neutral atoms each experience the force of the synthetic electric field individually, they do not repel each other as would true charged particles in an ordinary electric field. This is analogous to an experienced group of dancers all following the moves of their instructor without getting in each other's way. It's almost like geostorm cells. They do the same thing. They kind of mimic what the main cell, brain cell does, and they all follow suit. Interesting. So according to Spielman, this work may enable scientists to study the Hall effect, a phenomena where an electromagnetic field can cause charged particles traveling through a conductor to experience a sideways force, which has of yet been unobserved in cold atom systems. So they haven't made it work yet. The work may also facilitate measurements of the atomic equivalents of electrical qualities such as resistance and inductance. For neutral atoms in synthetic electric fields, inductance is a measure of the energy that is stored as a result of the atom's motion, and resistance is a measure of the dissipation or energy lost in the system. Just so you know, this is going to be a long video by the looks of it. Measuring these qualities could provide insights into the properties of charged particles in analogous systems, including superconductors. So CJQI researchers create synthetic magnet fields for neutral atoms, December 2009, at www.nist.gov. And there's the name of our scientists. It says a synthetic electric force acting on neutral atoms, Nature Physics, published in March 2011. Contact is Mark Esser. There's his phone number, and here's the link to check out is jqi.umd.edu. Okay. September 2nd, my thoughts and formula ideas. The Higgs electric field with ultra-cold plasma, liquid argon gas with several 100,000 rubidium atoms, BeC, immersed in a constant magnetic field, Higgs electric field, Bo. Using lasers, red arrows alter the atom's energy momentum relationship. Atoms move in a way that physically identical, particle symmetry. Mathematically equivalent, Euclid elements with Archimedes equations, combined Minkowski space, and Newton's second law of motion. Showing a charged particle moving in a Higgs electric field. Joint Quantum Institute JQI, collaborations National Institute of Standard and Technology NIST and University of Maryland data. Make atoms act like charged particles, accelerated by the Higgs electric fields, add the Higgs mass particles. See formulas in line 22 WOW data on how to make a Higgs mass particle. Along with neutrino particle mixtures, leptons, fermions split spin and mass. To create the new 5 axial forces and 5 new bosons to add to the new standard model, the formula, mixtures, and instructions in line 22 WOW data on how to make the particles. Journal Nature Physics results show Higgs electric fields make each atom in a gas. The liquid argon gas act individually as a charged particle. One with a brain that can give commands to others means this charged atom is incapable of telling massless particles to add mass to themselves, i.e. geomagnetic storm cells, the mama geocell signal sends out signals, the other cells comply and create another cell the same as the mama geo cell. So basically a twin child of itself, if that makes any sense. You'd have to look at my research on the storm blog I have. Geomagnetic storm cells are those cells that they communicate with electricity, electrical pulses, and are affected by solar plasma and dark matter particles. Okay? So collectively, the atoms will be neutral stable as uncharged particles. A neutrino is a charged particle with mass and without mass. It does the same thing as these atoms in electric field, ? Dual personality, dual I, like a dark matter, is in a hurricane that is a category 5. It spins and gains a higher level of momentum than regular dark matter particles or geostorm cells. I apologize. I always thought a category 5 had dual eyes. Not all cat 5s have a dual eye. I always thought they did. I didn't know that they didn't. So Usagi didn't have one. Typhoon. Sorry. Typhoon. I was just blogging it yesterday. 2013 doesn't have a dual eye. Okay, your research will simulate, study fundamental electrical phenomena, giving you deeper understanding of exotic phenomena involving charged particles like superconductivity, piezoelectric crystal properties, flow of electricity in the crystals with no resistance when you add a mesh of electron holes. You add your Higgs boson signals and quantum Hall effect. Add the formulas together from lines 22 WOW data and cross-reference lines 1 to 27 for the same. Use the NIST NIST results from your test. Your test to create a standard of electrical resistance. Formula from the data. Opposite charged particles attract one another, bind ligands in atoms' particles. Similar charged particles repel one another. Symmetric particles twin each other. Antisymmetric particles repel one another. NIST physicist Ian Spielman colleagues realize make atoms typically electrically neutral act as charged particles in electric field, Higgs boson field. Making neutral atoms act as charged particles in magnetic field, Higgs electric fields. Researchers create a synthetic electric field. See test results in ultra-cold plasma, several 100,000 rubidium atoms using lasers. Team alters atoms' energy momentum relationship, transferring bit. Hey, I'm going to go qubit for something. A lot of qubit there. Of the laser's momentum to the atoms, causing them to move. Net force to each atom physically identical, mathematically equivalent. Charged particles feels an electric field. Neutral atoms each experience net force, synthetic electric field. Individually, Higgs electric field do not repel each other, as would true charged particles in ordinary electric fields. Analogous experienced group of dances of atomic dances, quantum atomic dances, following moves of instructor without getting into each other's way. Spielman work enable scientists study the Hall effect phenomena, electromagnetic field, caused particles traveling through a conductor, graphite films, and crystal wafers experience sideways force. I'm going to Google that to see what it is. Quote diagram from a blog, which has been observed in cold atom systems. It says by 1861, James Clerk Maxwell had described the magnetic field in terms of a dipolar vortex and knew about the sideways force on a current carrying wire in a magnetic field. So there's the dipolar vortex, and there it shows a diagram there. Clockwise, anti-clockwise there. So it's going anti-clockwise, the dipolar vortex. And both of them are doing that. He also knew about the sideways force on a current carrying wire in magnetic fields, which later attributed to Lorentz. There it is there, there it is there. This reminds me of the Mesner effect as well there. www.cropcircleconnector.com. Formula continues. Neutral atoms, electric fields, Higgs field, inductance, measure energy stored, result atoms, motion, resistance, measure dissipation, energy loss system, measuring provides insights into properties, charged particles in analogous systems including superconductors. Keyword will be rubidium. Rubidium. Go atoms. Next video. Thanks for watching.